AITA for refusing to go to my graduation dinner because my dad brought his new wife. I, 18F, just graduated high school last weekend, and what should have been one of the happiest days of my life turned into a mess that I'm still trying to process. I need some outside perspective because my dad and part of his family are calling me selfish, and now I'm starting to wonder if they're right. So, here's what happened. This year has been a whirlwind for me. I pushed myself harder than ever to finish school with honors, applied to multiple universities, got accepted into my top choice, and even secured a small scholarship. I'm the first in my family to graduate high school with honors and go straight to university, and I was honestly proud of myself. It might not sound like a big deal to some people, but to me, it was huge. I didn't want a party, or gifts, or a big celebration. All I asked for was a quiet family dinner after the ceremony. Nothing extravagant, just my mom, my dad, and my younger brother, 16M. That's it. One peaceful evening where we could all sit at the same table, eat a meal, and celebrate this milestone together. Here's where it gets complicated. My parents are divorced, and not the amicably co-parenting kind. It was a really painful, messy split. My mom found out that my dad had been cheating. The details were fuzzy, but everyone kind of knew that his now wife, Kim, was already in the picture before the divorce was final. My mom never tried to poison us against him, but I remember nights where she cried in the kitchen when she thought we were asleep. The betrayal really broke her. That said, both of my parents have made efforts to keep it civil for my brother and me. They show up to school events without drama, smile for pictures, even sit near each other sometimes. It's awkward, sure, but manageable. So when I asked them to have dinner together after my graduation, it didn't feel like too much. The one thing I specifically asked for, pleaded for, really was that Kim not come. I wasn't trying to be petty. I wasn't asking to exclude her from my life forever. I just wanted one night where my mom didn't have to sit across from the woman she believes contributed to the end of her marriage. One night for her to hold her head up without gritting her teeth. When I spoke to my dad about it, he didn't seem thrilled, but he nodded and said he understood. That it was my night, and he wouldn't make it harder. I believed him. Graduation day itself was amazing. The ceremony was long and hot, as those things usually are, but I didn't care. I walked across that stage, heard my name called with honors, and saw my family standing and clapping. For a moment, everything felt right. We took photos outside afterward. My mom hugged me so tightly. My dad looked proud. My little brother kept pretending not to cry, which was kind of adorable. It felt like just for that day, everyone could be on the same team. Then came dinner. I had made a reservation at a nice restaurant. Not fancy, but cozy and special. Something we could all enjoy. I arrived a bit later than everyone else because I had stayed back to take a few pictures with friends. When I walked in and saw who was already seated at the table, my heart dropped. Kim was there, wearing a white dress, sitting next to my dad. Sipping from a wine glass like this was her event too. My mom looked like someone had punched her in the stomach. Her face went pale, and she was clearly trying not to react. She wasn't crying or yelling. She just looked stunned and so small. My little brother gave me this look like, please don't explode. But I didn't need to explode. I was too tired, too disappointed, and honestly, too heartbroken. I walked over to my dad and whispered, "Why would you bring her?" "I asked you not to." He looked at me and said, completely flatly, "She's part of the family now. If your mom can't handle that, it's not my problem." I don't even know how to describe the feeling I had in that moment. Like I wasn't a person to him anymore, just a stage for him to prove some point about Kim. He didn't care that it was my graduation. He didn't care that my mom was clearly in pain. He cared about making sure his new wife didn't feel left out, even if that meant trampling the one boundary I'd set. I looked at my mom, who gave me a small, tight smile that said, "It's okay, let's just get through this." And that almost broke me more, because she was willing to swallow her pride for me, and my dad wasn't. So I turned around and left, quietly. No yelling, no scene. I just walked out of the restaurant, ordered an Uber, and went straight to my best friend's house. When I got there, I went straight to her room and cried. Not the soft kind of crying, like full-on, ugly sobbing. I didn't even eat dinner. I just wanted to disappear. Later that night, I got a text from my dad. No apology, no concern, just a short message that said, "You were immature and selfish tonight. You made Kim feel completely unwelcome and ruined what could have been a nice evening. Grow up." I stared at it for a long time. Then came another one from my aunt, his sister. "Sweetheart, I know things are tense, but it was just a dinner. You didn't have to overreact like that. Sometimes you just need to be the bigger person and let it go." Let go? Let go of what? My own graduation dinner? My one request? I didn't respond. I didn't trust myself to say anything that wouldn't burn every bridge in the process. My mom hasn't said much about the incident since. I think she feels guilty, like if she had just put on a better face, none of it would have happened. But she doesn't need to apologize. She respected my boundary. My dad didn't. It's been a few days now, and I still feel sick when I think about it. Not just because of what happened, but because of how quickly my dad turned it on me. Like I was the problem. Like I ruined the evening. But I didn't cause a scene. I didn't yell or cry or demand that Kim leave. I simply removed myself from a situation where I felt disrespected and ignored. I didn't want to celebrate anymore. I didn't want to sit there pretending that everything was fine when it wasn't. And I'm tired of always being the one who's expected to swallow my feelings for the sake of everyone else. For years, I've watched my mom do it. Smile through pain. Be polite when she shouldn't have to be. And now I'm supposed to do the same? On my night? I don't hate Kim. I don't even blame her fully for what happened. But I don't owe her a seat at every table, especially not at the one I specifically asked her not to be at. I'm not trying to keep her out of my life forever. I just wanted one dinner, one evening, 2 hours. I'm heartbroken that my dad chose this hill to die on. Now, my dad won't talk to me. My aunt keeps texting me to apologize to Kim. My brother says he gets why I left, but he wishes I just stuck it out for a couple hours. And I'm left wondering, did I overreact? Should I have just smiled, eaten dinner, and dealt with it? Or was it okay for me to draw that boundary and walk away when it was violated? I really don't know anymore. So, AITA?